Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you've been a follower of the channel for some time, you'll know I've bought a lot of Hi-Capa models, but we're talking about a new one to me today. I think this got released recently. I don't think this is very much old, but the Hi-Capa D.O.R from Tokyo Marui. Now, I did cover the original D.O.R many years ago when it first came out. I don't think the D.O.R was majorly popular for a lot of people who wanted to build Hi-Capas, because I'm under the assumption, again, I've never tried it myself, but you look at all the details and the data online and people say that they're slightly different to a normal Hi-Capa. I also wasn't completely sold on the D.O.R lineup from Marui. They recently did the 5.1, which was in like a white colour, and I almost bought that because it was a little bit different until I saw the 4.3. And the whole reason I've bought this pistol is, number one, I'm obsessed with airsoft. Number two, I review stuff online to show you guys and try and give you a more educated guess in terms of the decision making, and should you buy something, should you not? Is it as good as what they say out the box? Is it a bit of a lemon? Now, I don't think we ever really get lemons with Tokyo Marui. Their QC is always top notch, but they are less realistic compared to other brands because they're usually fully made of plastic. That's never bothered me. My best pistols that I run now are a Tokyo Marui G17 Gen 5 and the new Tokyo Marui P320. I also have the G19 Gen 5, but I can't show it on camera because a certain arms manufacturer gets the heebie-jeebies and takes my videos down. But the reason why I bought this one over the 5.1, which I wasn't really a massive fan of the looks or anything, I do really like the 4.3 D.O.R. It's just, it's like different, but different in a better way. So I saw some pictures of this online. I was putting in an order for a couple of spare magazines and such from Fire Support here in the UK. They had this online, and I looked at the picture. I was actually quite like that, so I'm going to pick it up. So you've got this sort of more modern styling. They've put a new grip on there, which is actually quite nice. Different beaver tail, different bump on the grip here. This is D.O.R, so what does that stand for? Direct Optics Ready. So what that means is if you buy the Tokyo Marui red dot, you can fit it straight onto this with the included adapter in the box. So before we get into it, what's in the box? You get your D.O.R 4.3. You get a 4.3 gas magazine. Now these, Marui do a couple of magazines. They do them in black like this, but I've always been a bit of a tart for the flamboyant. So the magazines that I buy as spares usually are these chrome ones because I just think they look better. They've got a much smoother, sleeker finish to them. And I don't know, I'm just a sucker for the silver. I mean, when it's in the pistol, you don't see it, so it really doesn't matter. I just prefer the cleaner look of the silver magazines. They just look a little bit better than these boring black ones. So you get the pistol itself, you get a single 4.3 gas Hi-Capa magazine, you get two mounts. So you've got what they call the high mount, so you'll swap this in for your rear iron sight, and it will allow you to put the Marui red dot on there. Now people will probably come out with adapters where you can just use RMRs and such. There's also a low mount. I've never fitted an optic to a D.O.R before, so I'm not entirely sure what all this is here. Maybe we can, maybe there's a way to put that on and fit it as a low mount. I'm really not too sure. I'm just guessing at this point because I've never used the Marui red dots that they do. We also have a little box here, which will get the usual bits and pieces in, which I'll show you just for the point of the video. You usually get a bag of BBs. These are very high quality. You can use these. You get a plug for the barrel. You get some of these little plastic pieces which you can put in your magazines to dry fire them. I still get bombarded by people these days saying you shouldn't dry fire gas blowback guns, but honestly, grow up. We get a couple of screws, so it looks like these screws are for the low mount and these ones are for the high mount. Whether I do or don't use that, I'm not too sure. I've never used the Tokyo Marui Micro Pro sight. It's completely made of plastic. They're not expensive per se, but I've never tried one, so maybe I'll have to try one with this and see how I get on with it. So that's the little gubbins that you get in the box there. If we pull this out because I'm going to have to drop the box to get this back in the box. Can we lift this out? So that just fits underneath the box there. Marui, second to none with their packaging as always. So I'm going to take the magazine out, I'm going to take the pistol out as well. Behind the polystyrene up here, we have manuals and bits and pieces that Marui usually include with all their guns. And then somewhere in here, yeah, there is a cleaning and unjamming rod. Very, very nice clean box. Marui really does know how to package their products. So let's get that box out of the way and take a look at this pistol. So it's completely made of polymer where you'd expect it not to be. So obviously the grips are polymer or plastic. These slides are plastic as well. A lot of companies now, when they're selling Hi-Capas and pistols and stuff like that, will come in metal slides. They do have a metal frame. It's very, very smooth on the cycling. I really do like how they've modelled this over the 5.1. I love this porting that they've put in to the slide and the outer barrel. Very, very nice. It's got a silver looking barrel there. I don't know if that's plated or I very much doubt they're putting stainless barrels in, but usually they're brass. And also on here we've got an extended slide release, which means the lever comes out a little bit further. We also have extended or sort of paddled safeties, which have the little sort of side piece on. It's hard to explain without the right terminology. I'm just going to grab one of my staccatos now. You'll see here you can actuate this up, but there's nothing between your thumb and the slide, where with a DOR it has a little backing piece here connected to it. So if you're gripping it with the safeties, as I tend to do, it's stopping your hand hitting and hindering the slide. So very cool indeed. Usually you have to buy extra parts to get that function. So we'll pull the slide off here so you can take a quick look inside, and then we'll get to shooting this thing and chronoing it. So let the slide off here. Nothing looks out of the ordinary here. Everything looks pretty standard. It does feel very well put together. I do really like. I mean, this little thing here might just be a case of it shares a frame with another pistol, but I've never seen these cuts on the frames before, so I'm guessing not. We can remove the spring guide, spring and the plug, or the bushing, whatever you want to call it. We slide the barrel assembly out the front here. We have plastic slides, but we do have metal reinforcement on the inside along here. And we do have the piston cup there with some rollers, which are basically designed to make this a little bit sticky there. It probably is a little bit dry. Do I have a 1 pen available? Sure, I had one in with all this gunk, maybe not. We just have to drop a bit of lube in there at some point, just because it's a little bit dry. Barrel and hop assembly. The barrel is different, the outer barrel is, and the hop is a little bit different. I know this because I recently bought more Marui, like standard Hi-Capas, because we're going to be doing some parts for them. So what you'd usually do is you'd remove this screw. I think it's a 2.5. Upon removing that screw, it should allow us to easily remove the hop unit out the back. So yeah, it's not stainless, it's like I think it's like plated, but nice hop and barrel system, more of the usual. But like I say, with the DORs, usually, as far as I'm aware, they have slightly different parts compared to standard Hi-Capa models, which is my belief why people tend not to go for the DORs. But the whole reason, like I say, I bought it is because I like the look of it. It's a little bit different. It's something that I will use. Can just slide the barrel set in here. I really do love that porting on the front there. I wish more companies would do that. It's quite. I've seen a lot of real pistols in the US have this slide porting where it like marries up with the barrel porting as well. I do like that aesthetic. It pleases me. Right, we're going to put this back into the pistol. Make sure the bushing sits properly like that. We can pop the slide back on. we line up this little notch here. That'll allow us to put the slide release back in. And there we go. So we're going to put a bit of gas in this thing. I am running a little bit low on propane, but we'll see if we can get through it. So fill this up here. Purging valves, so you fill them until the gas comes out the top. Fill the other one up as well. There we go. Let's do a quick dry fire of this thing, so the pistol is indeed empty. And we'll give it a quick go, see how it feels. I really like the aesthetics. You have to let me know in the comments below what you think of the aesthetics, but I think they've got this so much more right compared to the 5.1 DORs. Nice and responsive as any Tokyo Marui Hi-Capa should be. Let's get some 2.5s in this thing. Can we fill it from the top from a normal speed loader? We should be able to. Pistols always do come out a little bit lower compared to rifles, of course. Maruis tend to be about 0.7, 0.8 of a joule is usually the going rate. Not that that hinders their performance at any point. So we're set to 0.25s on the chrono. Can load one in here. Yeah, bang on the money. 0.826. 0.82, 0.811, 0.814, 0.826, 0.826, 0.829, 0.83, 0.825, 0.806. So very consistent, you know, 263 to 266, 267. Very consistent on the chrono. I'm just going to get rid of the rest of the BBs that are in this mag. The first round feels like the last round. That's what you get for buying Marui. So I've also bought a bunch of these silver mags in the 5.1 variant of them as well. So these tend to hold a few less compared to the 5.1s. I can't remember what specific figure that is. I think it's like 30 and 28 off a guess. You have to correct me down below. But I've bought a bunch of Marui Hi-Capas because we're doing product testing, of course. More info on that very soon. So I bought 2 extra mags in the silver in a 5.1 and 2 extra mags in the silver with for the 4.3, and I've got the mags that come with the other pistols as well. So plenty if I wanted to run a game and literally just use some Hi-Capas. I've got plenty of ammo to go pistols only. But do you prefer it with the 5.1 mag in with the extra bumper, or do you prefer it with the slim mag in? I'm not too sure now. So what do you think? It's got some funky styling, but funky styling that I actually like. Again, I know I'm repeating myself, but the 5.1 DORs, they just looked a bit weird. Like I wasn't a fan of it. They've done a much better job on the 4.3. I would like, because I'm pretty sure they fit like a standard frame and stuff, grip that is. I would much prefer them to go full hog with the weirdness and fit frames like this. So beaver tail's a little different. It does stick out ever so slightly when you're gripping the frame. You've got this bulge here on the back of the grip as well. But when you're holding this thing, it's very, very comfortable, as you know a pistol should be. So what do you think about it? You have to let me know down in the comments below. You can also get involved with the Jaeger Precision Discord. Link will be in the description. And yeah, the 4.3 DOR from Tokyo Marui, and there we have it. So hopefully when we got the our new, I say our new, I'm talking about their new range setup down at HC2. We'll of course be going back onto the range videos and doing a lot more for you, but in a much more controlled environment, because it's going to be indoors. We're not going to be affected by the weather like we unfortunately were at 6mm. Now 6mm is an amazing site. They've got a great facility, And when the weather was good and hot, it was a really pleasant place to be. He was getting some good results. You go back on another day, it's raining, it's windy, it throws the results off. So you just have to take that in consideration. We're going to be able to really minimize those variables moving forward. So there's the 4.3 D.O.R from Tokyo Marui. Thank you for tuning in as always. And as always, from me and Bench, we'll be seeing you in the next one.